No more. To finish that story about the door wang, I ended up writing a note. These people went in the store. I finished eating my sandwich, and I left a note on the guy's windshield, and I apologized. And, what more can you do? It just, you hope you can learn by humbling yourself and saying you're sorry, especially when you mean it. You wish you didn't, lose your cool, right? I mean, I'm always professing, no, keep your cool and be nice and all this. But the next time I can remember and I can say, wait a minute. You see, no matter how old you get in life, every day there's things that happen that are unprecedented, that they're once in a lifetime events every day. Maybe little things, maybe medium things, maybe big things, but it happens to everybody your whole life, no matter how old you get. Stuff's going to creep up out of nowhere and piss you off. And you might act in a demonic way if you're not, as scripture says, you're not clothed with the breastplate of righteousness. We got to guard our tongues with our lives. We'll be held accountable for every careless word and the spirit with which we speak it, the demonic spirit or the angelic spirit. It's our choice at the end of the day. And when you fall and you fail, you've got to admit it, confess it, say you're sorry. There's no harm in that. Eating a little humble pie never hurt anybody. All right, friends, I'm quickly on to some recent current events and other talking points. Now, to finish up with this Will Smith thing, a lot of thoughts went through my head this last week. I got to ask yourself, do you think Will Smith would have done what he did if Chris Rock had the stature of, let's say, Arnold Schwarzenegger or The Rock or something? Do you think he would have done that, knowing he might have got decked with a homicidal blow that would have been completely blameless on the part of the victim? I'm just saying, you think about these things. Then we think of what Christ did, and Chris Rock probably did the right thing. So, but it's a tough pill to swallow. Who likes being humiliated like that? I mean, my response, if somebody did that to me, I'd punch them right in the mouth, knock out all their teeth. I've gone up against guys. I'm not afraid of big guys. You don't worry about that stuff. When you're right, you're right. You always like David and Goliath. You always kick ass, And, we got to remember that as a superpower America is, when it comes to other nations, we want to be the gentle giant. We don't want to be the neighborhood bully. Like in Vietnam, we got our asses kicked because the hearts and minds of the troops weren't into it. What the hell are we doing here? Peacekeeping mission? I mean, bull. So, they're killing, innocent men, women, and children were dying in that war. Suffering needlessly again. War for profit. There's a lot of money to be had. I mean, it might sound cynical and sordid, but we all know that, there's going to be people put to work in Ukraine coming up, rebuilding, right? We know that's what destruction does. Well, there goes the unemployment rate, right? Everybody to work. You're needed, you're wanted, you're appreciated, you're paid, you're rewarded. So, people bring in needs. They put demand on economies. This is how they've been propping up the American economy for decades now. That's it. Just bringing in fresh blood, fresh slaves. They put a demand on everything from toilet paper, jewelry, cars, knickknacks, household items, to housing. Okay? And when you see inflation rising, it's benefiting one segment of the society and hurting the others. You understand? It always hurts people at the lowest end. They're the ones that always feel the pain. They don't get commensurate cost of living adjustments automatically. Okay? So it's very evil, devious. It's evil genius. You understand? That's how these people work. Through stealth. They don't want you to figure it all out like I have so long ago. They say, I get it. I see how this thing works. It's a scam. They want to maximize their profits. So they want a huge demand. But if you're too weak to cut the mustard, crack the nut, too weak to reach the bar they keep raising, then no soup for you. Go die out in the cold. You know, like as slaves, they had to take care of the slaves. They had to take care of their essential human needs. Not anymore. So it's like a piece of equipment. They just say, well, just let them go lay fallow. Let the equipment lay fallow. It's cheaper to bring in new equipment. So we're not going to support them. No, there's no more welfare. There's $50 billion a year to pay the cost of housing for poor people. No, there's none left because we're spending billions of that on administrative costs, well-paying jobs. No. Go commit a crime or something. Get you 3 hots and a cot, free rent, free utilities, free medical, help reintegrate. Go do that. And then you're supporting, there's other well-paying jobs involved in that criminal industrial complex. So go do that. But, you know, we can lay you fallow. It's cheaper for the society, for the system, to just not care about you. But meanwhile, we ship in young, strong, needy, desperate, grateful people. They're going to come in. They're very grateful to the establishmentarians that let them in. You understand? People run the system, bureaucrats, the government, when really the government's supposed to be we the people, not we some of the people. It's we all the people. We don't get a voice. Oh, no. They say, well, you elected us. Yeah, and you failed at your job. You're a pile of you know what. But they slowly get us to accept this crap. So that's how they've gotten this far. Because we're in a lot of trouble. And it's going to take the very hand of God to help us so this thing doesn't get too bad. You know, that God is gentle with us and merciful and keeps showing his amazing grace. You know, if he's gotten you through so far like he's gotten me through, then we can probably guess he's going to keep getting us through. Keep having faith. Keep being a nice human being and tithing and being charitable and loving and caring. And, you know, I'm no xenophobe. Let me be clear. I don't care if they let in everybody on earth. And to California, they bring them. Well, I'm fine with that as long as we do it in an orderly fashion, in a first come, first served basis. That's all. So let me be very clear about where I stand on all this stuff. Okay? And as far as wages go, they could go down just so the worth of your money keeps increasing like it's supposed to, according to true capitalism, which intimately involves supply and demand. And since it gets easier and easier to produce all the things we demand, then it's only logical to presume that organically your money goes up in worth as it gets easier and easier and easier to produce all the things we want and need. Duh. A little kid can understand that. You know, people that condone what Will Smith did, they should expect somebody to do that, humiliate them, come up and slap them. And they should turn the other cheek, like Christ said. If you think that was okay, then stand by what you believe. You know, one note on truth in advertising. You know, you ever notice they call a fish sandwich a fish sandwich? And people say, well, of course, it's a sandwich that's got a fish in it, right? It's got fish in it. But you know what I wonder is, why do they call a ham sandwich when we really know it's a pig sandwich, right? That's what bacon is. It's pig strips. They should call it what it is. You know, really, I mean, why fool around here? It's a ham sandwich is a pig sandwich. Call a spade a spade. Don't double talk, you know, well, it doesn't sound good. You know, people don't want to know they're eating pigs here, but they are. So friends, like Will Smith, we can all be demon possessed and lose our cool, but just remember, see the end from the beginning. You're the one that's going to be humiliated in the long run. You were the wrongdoer. You know, friends, there's a big difference in the term childlike. Christ says, unless you be like little children, you should not enter the kingdom of heaven. And then being childish. One's good and one's bad. It's very simple. You know, that it's easy to fall into this idea that, hey, you know what, you conflate the meanings of stuff, but they don't. Like, taking something for granted is not good. You should appreciate that thing. But taking advantage of it, that's good. But they sound similar, you know, but they're not at all. They're completely different. Friends, I gotta leave it there. Listen, Do your very best. With God's help, pray that you can remain cool, calm, and collected today. And remember that prayer each and every day going forward. Just try to always be nice and polite and respectful. Because if we don't, we always suffer. At the moment, we could think that it's gratifying to lash out and to be uncool and self righteous. But listen, we're all going to be sorry for it later. So just do your best to be nice and love your fellow man. Please God, and we're seeking happiness. That's what we want above all else. It's about happiness. So have a great day. Have a great eternity. And let's thank God that God is completely good. There's no way we can